Hey everybody, what's going on? Hellmite here, bringing you another video from Grab the Lantern today. Yes, this is 2 videos in one day, and that's because Riot did this clever thing where they immediately said, hey, we're going to release the full Akali trailer, or the full Akali reveal in the same day as the trailer, as opposed to spreading it out over 2 days like they normally do. So, we're getting the second video today to talk about the actual Akali reveal, and kind of talk about, hey, what does this champion actually do, and how do I think she's going to perform? Now, if you can't tell, I'm already very excited, so let's go ahead and jump into it. First and foremost, I did want to talk a little bit more about the lore implications. Obviously, the gameplay is going to follow this in a bit, guys, so hang tight. But I did want to talk about the lore because I was talking about that previously. Now, it's just interesting to say that, you know, Riot had basically flavored this as when Akali walked away from the Kinku Order, that's when she changed her fighting style. And it's sort of a way to say that, yeah, old Akali, her playstyle was canon. That's how old Akali did things. When she left the Kinku Order, though, that's why we have the new Akali rework. So just a little bit of an interesting flavor blurb on that. I thought that was really neat, and I thought that was a good way to flavor things. But anyways, moving on to the kit, which is, I'm sure, what you guys are all here for. First up, Akali's passive is called Assassin's Mark. If she damages a champion with an ability, she creates a ring around them. When the ring forms, she gets a burst of movement speed towards it, so in order to either flee from the champion or to get closer to them. And then once she crosses the ring, she gains another burst of movement speed towards the enemy. So again, if you can land a long-range skill shot on the foe, you'll get a burst of movement speed towards them, and then once you cross it, you'll get another burst of movement speed. Additionally, crossing the ring empowers her Kama, increasing the range and damage of her next attack, and this attack will restore a small amount of energy. So Akali wants to be setting up with an attack from afar, so that way she can get the bonus movement speed towards them, bonus movement speed when she crosses the ring, and then the bonus damage on her auto attack. This also means that she can proc her passive, so to speak, multiple times and get multiple Kama hits as long as she's constantly leaving the circle and then coming back towards foes, which kind of gives her an interesting hit and run playstyle, which is what she's supposed to be in this this iteration. Akali will not just be dashing onto you until you die. Instead, it's more of she's going to be going in and out, wearing you down, backing away, wearing you down, backing away, going in for the final kill. And definitely Assassin's Mark contributes to this pretty heavily because you want to be crossing this ring constantly to get the empowered Kama auto attack. Moving on to her Q, which is called 5-point strike. This is the kunai arc. She throws 5 kunai in an arc, damaging enemies directly in front of her and slowing them if they're at maximum range. If she casts it with nearly full energy, or full energy I'm guessing, she also heals for a percentage of the damage, and at rank 5, 5-point strike deals extra damage to minions and monsters. Now, the extra damage is clearly just there so Akali can have slightly better wave clear once she is able to maximum rank the ability. Obviously, she won't be nearly as good at roaming before getting to max points of 5-point strike, but it will still be good in the later stages of the game to wave clear or to deal damage to minions and monsters. This is a pretty bread and butter ability. It's not quite like Assassin's Mark was in her previous iteration of the kit, but definitely still is the sort of short-range damaging ability. Now, the interesting thing about it is that if you cast it at full energy, she heals for a percentage of the damage. So instead of having the guaranteed, I'm going to heal if I just auto-attack things playstyle that she had before, instead Akali is a lot more now about she can kind of measure out her 5-point strikes. If she's just constantly casting it with full energy, spacing the casts out, then she'll be able to keep herself topped up or to try and heal after a trade. Meanwhile, though, I believe this is a short enough cooldown ability that she can just spam it as well for a lot of damage, or measure it out as well to get more procs of Assassin's Mark, but definitely going to probably be the ability you max first by level 9, and should be, and it looks like it's just going to be the bread and butter of her kit, so to speak. Akali's W is Twilight Shroud, which is pretty much the same as we remember. She restores energy on cast, which is new, and creates a cloud of smoke, which spreads out to cover a ring-shaped area. So you will get more area to play with, but because it creates a ring, you lose the center of it as a place to be safe. Now, interestingly enough, Akali is, when she's in the cloud, she is obscured and has increased movement speed. Now, obscured is a new thing. It means that she is stealthed, and though her position can be revealed, she can't be. So what this means is that Akali will still be revealed by a tower. She cannot be completely invisible and undetectable if she does go for the dive, and if she ever reveals herself, the tower can see her and will shoot her. And unlike Fizz untargetability, she will still take the tower shot. If it shoots at her, she is guaranteed to take it even if she re-stealths or uses Twilight Shroud as the shot is coming at her. Again, this also means that if she is under tower diving you, she is completely visible to you. You will be able to see her. So even if the tower isn't shooting her, you can still see Akali and you can still target her and hit her with damaging abilities. Or, sorry, you can't target her, but you can hit her with damaging abilities, free targeted damaging abilities like Ezreal Mystic Shot or Anivia Q or something along those lines. Additionally, if she leaves the smoke, she extends the duration of the Shroud by a small amount. I don't know quite what that means, or how many times you can extend the duration, but it looks like this is kind of going to be the core of her hit and run playstyle. She can pop the Shroud, make sure she can get some damage in, then disappear into the smoke, then come back out, get some more damage, disappear back into the smoke, that sort of thing, because the Shroud duration extends. So very interesting. Obviously Akali's most iconic ability, and I'm glad to see it in a new form. I'm glad it doesn't just make her immune to turret shots. That would be really silly, or just immune to tower true sight. I'm glad she's at least still revealed, though I can certainly see this is going to be possibly a frustrating ability to play against, but still has some counterplay, so I'm alright with it. Akali's E is Shuriken Flip. She backflips and throws a shuriken forward, damaging and marking the first enemy hit, and the shuriken can also hit and mark the smoke from Twilight Shroud. When she reactivates the ability, she dashes to the marked target and damages enemies she passes through. Now, this also means that she can dash into the cloud of smoke afterwards. So basically, she jumps backwards, she throws out a shuriken, hits the first enemy, marks them. If I reactivate, I dash to them and damage everybody I pass through. Now, this is obviously Akali's way to get into a fight, especially because if she hits an enemy, she procs Assassin's Mark because she did damage an enemy, creates the ring, then she dashes forward, immediately gets the empowered Kama auto attack. Hey, surprise, I'm right on top of you. I have bonus movement speed because I passed through the ring, so I can stick to you a little bit better now. I can get in the auto attack from the Kama, use point blank Q, get the reset on the passive, possibly pass through the ring again. There's a lot of interesting ways in which this could work, not least of which is that it can target Twilight Shroud. So you can leave the smoke cloud behind, dash out to damage an enemy, and then dash back in. And the dash out is going to be from her R, which I'll talk about now, which is Perfect Execution. She dashes up to 2 times with a slight delay in between. The first dash deals physical damage and briefly stuns, and the second dash deals magic damage based on the missing health of the enemy. Now, this is a free targeted dash. Akali does just straight up move in the direction you choose. I believe this can go through walls. It would be weird if it couldn't, but this is her ultimate ability. I would guess it's on a shorter cooldown in the same vein of Shadow Dance, because it doesn't feel like it has the power budget of a lot of other ultimate level abilities. I feel like that's been spaced out amongst her kit. So this is just going to be a sort of pseudo 4th basic ability for Akali to work with the 2 dashes. So, as you can tell, there's a lot of movement inherent in Akali's kit. She has the targeted dash from Shuriken Flip, she has the free dash from Perfect Execution to get the stuns, and then the magic and physical damage. So she does look like she's still going to be a hybrid champion, so no worries on that front. Obviously, the second dash deals magic damage based on the missing health, so you want to be finishing foes with that second dash of Perfect Execution. I don't know what the delay is on the recast or how long you have to recast, but I could certainly see pegging a smoke cloud with your E, then dashing on an enemy with Perfect Execution, dashing back to the smoke cloud through them with W, then dashing back onto them again with a second cast Perfect Execution. Could be really interesting. There's a lot of in and outs there, and it also allows you to proc your passive about as much as you want. So there's a lot of empowered Kama auto attacks in there. Akali is not going to be able to hit every button and kill you from the sound of it unless she's just insanely far ahead. It looks like Akali is a lot more about using her movement, kind of getting the outplays and getting the sort of hit and run attacks, wearing you down, wearing you down, wearing you down over a long period of time. Now, it seems like she has a lot of mobility and a lot of tools to keep herself safe while doing this. You have the smoke from the Shroud, you have plenty of mobility to keep yourself safe. You do have the healing on your Q if you cast it with mostly full energy. So there's a lot of really interesting things I think Akali can do here, and she's certainly a lot less binary than she was before. I think bare minimum Akali has the stun, the brief stun on R, which is an AoE stun, so that's not bad. And has a lot of ways to kind of play around being behind, getting some free chip damage in with her E, with her Q, being able to get out of dodge with her E, with her R potentially. She does have healing on Q, so she can at least kind of sustain herself in a losing matchup. Her passive allows her to get a lot of movement speed, move around through fights. I think that if she's behind, like with most assassins, she's still going to really suffer, but I do think that she has a lot more ability to outplay and to try and find cheeky ways to get kills other than just straight up using numbers to kill you. So I do think that it's a lot healthier playstyle for Akali, and it should be a lot more fun to play against. Now, she already looks like she's going to be a very complex champion to play. I don't expect anyone to be able to just pick up Akali and play her perfectly, as is sort of the case right now, because everything she does is targeted. It's not hard to play Akali. Whereas this new kit looks like it's going to take a lot of figuring out and a lot of maximizing the details of her kit. So yeah, I can mark my cloud if I want to go back to it to get into cover, but I'm also missing out on a lot of damage from the dash through. Unless I mark my cloud, I throw the shuriken at my cloud behind me, dashing myself closer because there is the backflip on her E. Then once I backflipped to get behind you, get an auto attack in, then dash through you using the E, then dash back on you with R. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on, and it's just so much more interesting to me to see this than the old Shadow Dance, which is just, yeah, it's a targeted dash, and I just jump on top of you. Now, it'll be interesting to see exactly how her ult works. I don't know what the cooldown is. I would expect it to be a fairly short cooldown. It does seem like she absolutely needs a shorter cooldown on that ability in order for it to be worth, because right now it doesn't feel like it does that much, so I would guess it's probably like a 30-second cooldown, maybe even as low as like Diana Ultimate, so getting into the 20-second to 15-second range, especially once you built CDR. She definitely does seem like she is still a hybrid champion. She has a lot of auto-attacking in there. I would expect to have lots of hybrid scalings on her abilities as well, so we'll have to see if that actually ends up being a thing or not, but that's what I would guess. People really like Akali as a hybrid champion. They like it when they can build her multiple different ways or build things like Gunblade. So that's what I would expect to see on the champion still. But in general, I'm very happy with this. I think she's going to be more fun to play against. I'm actually very excited to play her. She looks like she's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm glad we actually got the details so early so you guys can already start theory crafting. Anyways, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I promise, for the last time, this is the last video for today. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think of the new Akali down in the comment section below, especially if you are an Akali main. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking of her new kit, how you think she is going to play out in game. Definitely want to hear your thoughts, because I don't really play this champion, but I would love to hear what someone who plays this champion does think of her. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. And if you really enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. I upload a video every Monday, Friday, and on patch days as well. This is sort of a extra credit special bonus video for you guys because I'm very excited about the Akali rework. The video came out, had to do something about it. If you want to see more content from me, you can check out my blog, link down in the description. I upload an article just about each and every single day for your enjoyment. Once again, thank you guys so very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I'll talk to you all later.